been spending most my life living in a gangster's paradise. Oh, woe is me. This isn't very good, but if you listen on towards the end of the show, I do some good Eminem stuff on the harmonica. I just wanted to just put this in at the beginning, see if it went anywhere, but it didn't, other than making somewhere to begin. You join me at a tremendously exciting moment. It's me, the me of the, just me. It doesn't matter what me, bollocks. Bollocks. I'm very disappointed in how today's show has gone so far. I know what you're thinking there. It's only 24 seconds in. Well, no, it's not. I've made some stuff to go after this. And I've done it in a way that can't really be changed. Because it'll change the whole storyline of the episode. Not that the storyline is particularly good. But you'll see after the next segment. I can't just remove the crap that's being done. It's like when you spill paint thinner on some paint on the floor. You've intentionally painted the floor and then you spill paint thinner on it and you have a pool of non-paint then in the middle of your painted floor. You can't just clean that up. You can't just get a paint thinner remover. That'll just make matters worse. Although I suppose you could just paint over it again then. I suppose if you find a paint that's painty enough to paint over paint thinner, you let the two things battle each other out. How do they decide which to make stronger, the paint or the paint thinner? That's the question. There's so many. I suppose you just have to make sure you don't get to the point where you've got paint that's so strong that if you'd have to use the strongest paint thinner ever, make damn sure the Christ is held that when you get to that step, you do it in such a way that you're not going to have to make any corrections to your paint thinning area, I suppose. I suppose there's such a thing as worrying too much about that sort of thing. But if I'm honest, I'm not really worried about that sort of thing, although I am reminded now that there are some spots in the sitting and dining rooms of paint that I still have to clean up. But no, at the moment I'm more concerned with the format of today's episode of Into Your Head. As you'll see from the following, what follows is a pre-opening segment, and then following that there's an opening segment, and you'll see from the two, no matter how many disappointing parts there are to those segments, I can't go extracting them now or interfering with them in any way, because it'll mess up the whole thing. It'll be like taking out a pin from under a bale of hay that's on a donkey's back, and it'll break the donkey's back. It's not the pin won't do any harm to the donkey, but the bales of hay will rearrange themselves and fall around, and then the donkey's head, although later in the show we do explain how you might be able to humanely deal with a donkey or a horse's broken back legs without killing it. So maybe that adds a bit to, I suppose, that adds a bit of meat. A bit more meaning to today's episode, so at least we have some bollocks, some whatever, some meaning to life for this episode. Not that this episode has a life. It's not a sentient being. For what I can tell you, I hope to Christ it would be more intelligent than what it is today. I hope it would grow and learn. That's the whole idea, when you do 616 episodes of something, they're supposed to grow and get better over time, and in my opinion, largely they have. But this one is just a step back to the 250s or even the 120s, I'd say nearly, of Into Your Head episodes. This one takes the biscuit, not in a good way. Do you have biscuits? I was just listing this up there earlier about American biscuits. Apparently in America, a biscuit has yet something to do with meat and burgers. You call biscuits cookies, and you come over here and you go into McDonald's and you say, what kind of biscuits have you got? And they'll say, well, usually we have chocolate chip Nestle Toll, chocolate chip cookies or Nestle Toll, plainer looking oatmeal cookies. And the American that goes in there, he'd say, what the fuck are you talking about, bitch? Nestle don't make meat stuff that you put on burgers. The person behind the counter will say, well, of course they don't. Why would they? They're a Nestle company. They're mostly about, now that you mention it, I'm wondering why they make cookies at all. They're a fucking coffee producer. Nescafe is a coffee brand, and don't you forget it. I've got some here. I've got a tub of, oh no, that's Tesco Gold Blend, but that's based on Nescafe Gold Blend. Pretty much the same thing except cheaper and shittier. Anyway, suffice to say there's some work that needs done to today's show if it's ever to become anything of a you know what I mean. Anyway, on with the following. Hello, this is me, the humble proprietor of Into Your Head podcast, Neil from Ireland. You join me just as I'm putting together the finishing touches. Well, that's a lie. I've only done about 6 minutes of the show so far. Quite frankly, I'm not happy with it yet, but that's okay. That's okay because I'm only approximately 20% of the way into the job. If you're happy with something that's 20% complete, or unhappy with it, then you're prejudging it. You're being too harsh on yourself. And if there's one thing I've learned from doing this crap for the last several years, it's that if you're too harsh on yourself, then you're going to be harsh on other people. You're going to end up going out at the end of what you perceive to be a bad day's recording session. You'll go out and you'll start stabbing people. You'll go out through the streets of your local town with a knife. You go around stabbing people in the chest, stabbing people in the head, maybe getting out a gun and shooting them, shooting people in the head, walking under cats, getting in the car that you're not even licensed to drive and running people over, maybe breaking into a local chemistry's factory and seeing if you can put together some sort of makeshift dirty bomb to put down over people. If you don't mind me saying so, that's a little counterproductive if this is in your own town, because you've owned property in that town that you're not going to be able to get rid of until the next fucking overpriced hiking property prices comes along. Thanks. That's the way negative equity has us today. Afraid to even go on a killing rampage in our own town. I blame the Celtic Tiger economy of the 1990s and early 2000s. That's what we all blame for everything now over here. Everything's blamed on the Celtic Tiger economy. It disappeared a few years ago. We said, before the Celtic Tiger we were all fine. We were all fine. Everything was perfect. We all went off to working our little jobs, or we went to the dole office, or we went, there wasn't any podcasting in those days, so there was no happy medium where you could say, I'm not unemployed and I don't have children, so I'm technically not really a house husband, but I don't have a job either, but I do a podcast. No, you couldn't do that in the 90s, because podcasting was yet to be invented by the likes of Frank Edward Nora, who else? Say a man off Static Radio and your other man off Static Radio. All of these pioneers came along and they said, this computer is connected to the internet and this microphone is connected to the computer, and there's a way of feeding, basically we can feed our voices through to people as you would through a couple of tin cans in the old days, and a length of twine be run between them. But nowadays, you don't need to know the person who's at the other end of the piece of twine with the can attached to it. You don't have to have a can. You just have to have a highly sophisticated computer or handheld device. But no, you don't have to send it to anyone as you would with a can. In the old days, all you needed was a couple of cans, but you had to know who to send the other can to. Nowadays, you can just say, anyone who wants to hear this, buy yourself a phone or an MP3 player or a computer, and you just have to make sure to hear you saying that stuff. Of course, that's where some tin cans or maybe a loudhailer will come in. But that's the problem. How to promote these things? How do you promote something beyond the ears of the people who are already here? I guess there's no point me saying to you, come and listen to this podcast. No, you're already listening to it. If I get out a loudhailer, of course, then the people in the local community will realise I'm putting this filth on the internet, and they'll say that fella's wife is teaching our kids. So no, you can't do that. Used to put bumper stickers on the car. Then we got a nice newish car that we didn't want to destroy with stickers. Then of course the next step is to go up to the moon and say one giant step for man, one small step, and then a collapse, presumably for the late dead Neil Armstrong. May the Lord God Jesus Christ have mercy on his soul. But don't know. Write something on the. There was someone, wasn't there? Someone offering holographic adverts up, shined up onto the moon at night. That's probably beyond my budget at the moment. But nonetheless, no, it doesn't matter. The stats, the listener stats of this show are on the increase again, I'll have you know. So don't you worry your little heads about any of that. Anyway, suffice to say, this is a prelude to today's show, only because it fits in better before the next segment rather than after it. And then by the time we get to the end of the me at the end of the next the opening segment, which is about 7 minutes long, will get a pleasant surprise when he realises that not only has he done 7 minutes of the show as he thought he had, he's actually done another 6 minutes before that, so he's 13 minutes in. I'll just go and tell him now. He'll be delighted. I'll go and have a word. You'll probably hear me at the end of the next segment telling him. Anyway, on with the beginning of the show. You join me at a tremendously exciting moment. It's Into Your Head, number 616 for Friday. We've a lot to get on with today. Items that need to be attended to, issues that need to be addressed, topics. Oh, topics. We've got lots and lots of topics. We're positively booming to the seams with topics. We've got topics coming out of this wireless mouse, wireless modern technology. That's what it is. Logitech M305. If I open it up now, I use the open tab to open. Hold on a minute. That's just, there we go. I open it up now. All that's inside it is basically a red light, a laser red light, and a battery, an AA Duracell battery. I've taken the battery out now, so it's pretty much pointless. Neither the battery nor the mouse on their own are of any good to anybody. So if I wanted to prevent someone stealing this mouse or this battery, all I would have to do would be to hide them in two separate places, and that would at least slow down any burglars. Either way, I'm covered by insurance anyway. Although, now that you mention it, I'm not sure whether they cover my wireless mouse. I suppose there's only one way to find out, and that's to get burgled. And quite frankly, this would not be a good time to get burgled. If you want me to be in a better position to get burgled, just go to intoyourhead.com and click on my various affiliate links and the tip jar and all the rest of it. But no, until my my quick get rich quick scheme, which I started here at intoyourhead.com in 2006, comes to fruition. I'm not going to leave myself open to being burglarized. Not to say that. It's not to say anything. Not to say anything of any kind. There's more to life than saying things when you're communicating stuff. Everyone thinks, oh, that fella's talking. What's he saying? He doesn't have to be saying anything. You're allowed in this world to say stuff without saying anything. You can talk your little heart away to your heart's content. You can talk your arse off your hind legs, elbows. Oh, you can talk the hind legs off a donkey, as long as that's all metaphorical. If you're using speech to remove the hind legs off a donkey, well, firstly, I want to know how, because that technology could probably be put to better use in the veterinary or even human medical fields of study. But secondly, you shouldn't be doing it. If you're able to produce a speech, I suppose if you can produce sounds that only dogs can hear, there's probably some sort of sound that you can produce through speech, if you know how, that would cause a donkey spontaneously self-amputate its own hind legs. I don't know, but why would you want to do that? Unless of course, let's keep an open mind. Maybe it was discovered that it's a more humane way of doing it than putting the donkey down or cutting the whatever way they'd normally cut the legs off if they were going to do it. I don't know. I'm not a frigging veterinary surgeon. I can't claim to know about stuff that I don't know about, nor should you, as far as I'm concerned. If there's something about which you know very little, have the decency to say, I don't know. It's okay to not know stuff, especially if you admit that you don't know. So if someone comes up to you in the street and says, hello, I seem to have been stabbed in the chest here, what should I do? Should I hold a notepad over it to try and stop the bleeding? Should I take my hand off the pressure off with my hand so I can use my hand to dial 991 or 999 depending on what continent we're on, or should I ask you to hold this down for me while I call, or should I just scream for help? If you don't know, it's okay to say, I'm very sorry, I don't know. I'm not a medical professional, nor am I a legal expert, so I'm not sure of the ramifications of me offering advice to you on any of these things, so I'm afraid I'm just going to have to say, if it's any use, I'll make myself available as a witness whatever happens, but no, I know my limits. That's what they used to put on the drink driving ads in the old days. They'd say, know your limits, or was that a spoof ad that Frying Laurie did about women? Harry Enfield or something, I don't know, maybe it was both. Know your limits, that's what they'd say. They'd say, incidentally, they relaunched childhood advertising campaign that used to be on when I was a child in Ireland. The Green Cross Code. The original was fantastic. They had puppets from the children's television programme Wonderly Wagon, and they'd say, stop, look for a safe place. Stop something, 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 and that's the Green Cross Code. That's the Green Cross Code. That's the Green Cross Code. They brought her back now, except with crappy little shitty cartoons that I've never heard of, and quite frankly, I don't want to hear of them. It's too late now, because they're putting them on. I can't just avoid them. It doesn't tell you, you can avoid the following advertisement by, I don't know, maybe there's a dog whistle where these advertisements can only be heard by children and parents of young children. I don't need to be exposed to them. I don't need to be exposed to advertisements that teach young people the safe cross code or whatever it's called nowadays. I don't I don't know. Anyway, where was I? I was right here. If you don't mind me saying so, I think this is rather a substandard opening segment. Nonetheless, at least it's an opening segment, if nothing else. I'll go back and listen to it now and see where I was going. Anyway, on with the show. Hello. I just had some excellent news from the me of the present. Well, the not too distant past anyway. The me of the present has just informed me that he's just recorded an extra pre-opening segment of 6 minutes long, which he put in at the beginning of the show, before the segment that's just ended, which I thought was going to be the beginning of the show. The net result of which is that we're already 13 minutes in, when I thought we were only 6 or 7 minutes. So thank you very much to the me of the present, or whatever the fuck we're calling him, for that nice little surprise. We're so far in fact, now that I can do my little affiliate plugs. Are you shopping for Christmas yet? Well, if you're not, you should be, because you have good reason to. Anytime you shop on Amazon.com or Amazon UK or Amazon.ca, just go to intoyourhead.com first. Click through my Amazon banners to get to Amazon, then search and buy wherever you're going to buy, and I get a generous cut. Every purchase, big or small, helps. Even the tiny little purchases help put my percentages for the month up, and you cause me to become wealthy beyond our wildest dreams. And you need new glasses. Well, then go to intoyourhead.com, click on my goggles for you ad, buy your glasses, worldwide shipping, proper prescription lenses, see-through glasses, all sorts of things you can wrap around your face, and I get a generous commission that you get them delivered to your house wherever you may be. A couple of the listeners now get their glasses regularly from that. And you need pet supplies, then just go to intoyourhead.com, scroll down the right hand side of the page, you'll see at least 2 pet affiliates, not including the aforementioned Amazon, which also has pet stuff. So we have 3 pet supplies affiliates. Which is not inappropriate for a show hosted by a person who has 8 cats, if you don't mind me saying so. Anyway, I need a cough. Ground pistachio nuts. That's what they call them. They call them big steaming dollops of ground pistachio nuts. Well, of course, they're not dollops until you break them down and make a paste out of them, and then you can make them into dollops, presumably aimed at the child market. Do ground pistachio nuts get marketed at children? I don't know. They probably could be, or they probably will be at some point in the future. My chair is squeaky again. Hold on a minute. We'll soon deal with that, I can tell you. I have some WD-40 here. It says 20 millilitres free, but the bottle claims to contain 100 millilitres. So unless I stole 4/5 of this bottle, wasn't free at all, or at least not intended to be free. Now I need to turn the chair upside down to apply that, so I won't do it now. We'll do it later. We'll deal with you later, furniture and oil, and for now let's just concentrate on the matter in hand. The matter on hand being putting in the last 10 minutes of today's show. You're probably wondering, is the me that's here at the moment aware that I put in 3 pre-opening segments before at the beginning, in which I refer to the me of later? Well, yes, I am. I've done all those bits already, unless I add on any more after this one, which I don't think I'm going to be doing. No, I will just do a straight run till the end now and not confuse the space-time continuum any further. None of this crap. Although I must say, I think the pre-opening and pre-opening segments were the best parts of this show so far. But let's see if we can top them now. Can we top them now? What will we do for a bit of entertainment here? Well, there's my harmonica. Will we have a bit of a tune on the harmonica? Let's have a go at this. Once upon a time, once upon a time, once upon a time, there was a rhyme. Once upon a time, this is crap. Once upon a time, once upon a time, once upon a time, there was a rhyme. This is crap. Oh, once upon a time. This is crap, there was a rhyme. Once upon a time there was a... I should have gone with crime, but I didn't rhyme. This is a pile of crap. This is a pile of crap. See, when Eminem does this, he does half of what I do. He does the vulgar language. He says things like crap and cunt and arse and murder and even F words. Certain F words I would use, but certain others I wouldn't. But what he doesn't do is talk about rhyme. Although he does talk about rhyme sometimes. Sure he does. He talks about being good at rhyming. But he does do what I say I should have done here, but I didn't. He talks about crime a lot. So let's try crime version. An Eminem style version of my on the fly song that I just tried to make. Oh, once upon a time there was a rhyme. Fuck, arse, wank. Once upon a time there was a crime for fuck, arse, wank. I dumped somebody in a ditch and tied her up and drove my daughter home and said, once upon a time there was a crime. Fuck, arse, bitch, wank. Once upon a time I was a rapper. Once upon a time there was a rapper. I mean, I was a rapper. And once upon a time I was on the crapper writing this shite. And once upon a time I decided it would be entertaining to go out and kill somebody and dump them in my tire up in my boot of my car, bring them and dump them in the river and make a music video of me doing it and then going home and saying, or am I thinking of the other one which you won? Oh, you won. I have all my Eminem songs mixed up now. Oh yes, I was thinking of the one. The one with the fan letters. Something. Some tears roll by, I wonder why got out of bed at all. Something, dear Eminem, I'm going to kill somebody. Dear Eminem, I killed somebody. Dear Eminem, you should make a song out of this. That's the one. With your one with the name beginning with D. She guest starred on it as a singer. I forget her name. And then she became a person in her own right then after being on an Eminem song. Oh, once upon a time there was a crime. And once upon a time I committed the crime. I got away with it too, but now I'm writing a song about it. So I hope I've made sufficient changes to all of the stories and names and places associated therein to keep me out of trouble. I should also bear in mind that it's not a crime until I've been convicted of it. It's an alleged or suspected crime. Fuck arse, cunt, wank, fuck arse, bitch. Something, you're a bitch. Something. I can make stuff rhyme. Is he from that place where they make the reality shows about the antique dealers now. Have they stopped doing rap in favour of that stuff now, or do they do both? I suppose you can have more than one thing. My country makes both Guinness and grass. You can make more than one thing, I suppose. What's the call of that place? The place with the 8 Mile. You know the place anyway. I think that's about it from me for today. I think we've pretty much wrapped up the whole that's a pun. We did a bit of rapping on the harmonica, and then we wrapped up the show. Absolutely fucking fantastic. You don't wanna fuck with Shady, 'cause Shady will kill you. Hence ruining his career, like so many rappers before, tragically putting their talents behind their need for aggression and criminality. Although that's not to tar them all with the same brush. Not all, in fact, the vast majority of rappers are clean living individuals and groups of individuals. But you don't want to fuck with Shady, even though he seems like a decent enough chap. Don't fuck with him. Don't fuck with Shady, 'cause Shady will fucking kill you. You don't wanna fuck with Shady, especially the fictional character Shady, Slim Shady, created by Eminem, who I understand is not a real person. And not to be confused with the real fella, who seems quite a reasonable, nice young man to me, if you don't mind me saying so. I'm actually a fan of Eminem. Don't fuck with Shady. No be egg buck, less on Shady. Don't fuck with Shady, 'cause Shady won't like it, and he'll get all upset, and he'll write your murder by him. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? Long-term listeners will know that several months ago, I fictionally brutally murdered my fictional Into Your Head Junior announcer Glenn Acton. No doubt I'll be accused of ripping off Eminem now, because he's probably killed off some of his characters, or Slim Shady's friend there who's trying to fuck with him. Anyway, either way, great minds think alike.
If you would like to comment on any of the issues raised in today's programme, email us at studio@intoyourhead.com. Remember, we value the opinions of you, the humble and ignorant listener.
Sit, Annie, sit.
Good cat. Intoyourhead.com.